Hello everybody, and welcome to the live stream. As you guys can see, we are now in round 4 of the PHG World Series here at the lovely track of Atlanta, using the Group 1s for this race. As you can see from most of the field for the GT1 class, there's a lot. I'm pretty sure, I think everybody in this race is using the Audi R1816. We tested it out, and apparently this car is the car to choose for this event. So, looking forward for this race. Including myself, I have at least, I think, 2 or 3 other teammates in the same division split that I'm in. So hopefully for us, for NVR, we can get ourselves a really good race result, be clean, not try to cause any havoc or anything like that. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. We'll have to see if we can try our best to catch the slower traffic at the right time. And hopefully, if we do, we'll not lose much time. I did watch the live stream from Split 1 and 3 yesterday, and apparently you can gain your opponent's time depending on where they catch traffic, and you can also lose a lot of time in the track itself, depending where you catch the Group 3s. Group 3s, if you're curious, is going to be the 2016 or 17 Audi R8, and of course the new Porsche 992 Meta GT3 car. So I think we have 1 or 2 Audi drivers, and I think the rest are Porsche. So, which isn't too surprising because the Porsche right now is like the go-to car for GT3 or any Group 3 race as of right now. So we already did qualifying Wednesday, and then overall split 2 we are going to start second. I think the margin was at least, it was close, like 61 thousandths of a second I think was the margin. So very tight field, pretty close to F1 I would say. So if you can imagine how close the margins is for F1, that's how close it was for us in qualifying for Split 2. I would love to watch the race, but I don't know if I'll be able to do that or not. I mean, I could leave it on, but I don't know if that's going to be possible or not. But hopefully we can do a back-to-back win. If we can do that, that'd be great. Being able to capture the win here and, set ourselves at a good position for the overall standings. But yeah, I actually do enjoy this track a lot. The very first time I actually drove this track was not here, but it was actually back in the good old days of Forza Motorsport 3, Forza Motorsport 4. Those were the tracks, or that was the game that I actually got used to driving this track, especially Forza 3. So, good times too, good times. And I do know that back in Forza Motorsport 2, there was an endurance race that you can also race there too. And so yeah, I'm actually pretty comfortable with this track. It's just, I would say, I think the really tricky parts to really look out for is, of course, the first turn. That sweeping right-hand turn, not being able to really push too hard, or else you'll be, going to the grass and off the track. And I think also that very tight double right-hand turn where that red dot's going to. Easy place to also lose it too if you get back to the gas too soon, and you can just force yourself wide off the track too. So I mean, there's a couple opportunities where you can make passes. Thankfully for us, we have a long straightaway right here, so this is going to be probably the best place you can make your overtakes here, and potentially over here too. This is a little slight dangerous part right there. Through here, you have to just be a little bit careful. I think down here is another great place to make a pass if you have a good run out of this part right here. And as you can see, someone right there trying to get reset it on the track. You can easily see that you can easily make a mistake going down down the hill as well. So, like I said, if we just keep it clean, don't make any mistakes. Also, another thing to point out is the pit entrance is also tricky too. It's like, if I could compare it, it probably is not the worst pit entry, but it'll probably be in the top 3, in my opinion. The only tracks I can think of that has a worse pit entry than this track is going to be the Glen, of course, and then Autolopoulos. So, because once you actually get back to the track itself, you must make sure that you're either turning right or your thumbstick is set all the way to the right. If you don't, the car is going to easily creep over that yellow line, which will therefore give you a 3-second penalty in this particular race, which is not good whatsoever to earn. So, but you can see we got about 3 more minutes left into this till countdown. I think what I'm going to do in this race, I might just keep myself silent and try to be focused in the race itself, and let you guys see my onboard. That's probably what I'm going to do in this race, so that way I won't get caught off guard. Now, if I do have, let's say, if I do have a big gigantic lead over somebody, then maybe I can talk then. But other than that, I might just keep the talking to the minimum and do that. So let's see. Our pulsar just left the room. Don't know if he's going to change oil or what, but once everything is set, we should be P2. And there's my teammate. He'll be P3. Our teammate being P5, looks like, and our other teammate will be in P7. So yeah, it's the 4 of us in this race. So 4 of the top 7 drivers are in fact for new new Velocity racing, which is pretty cool. So we'll, as a whole, as a team, we'll get the maximum points, even though there really isn't necessarily a quote team championship or team points. I think it's actually pretty cool that all 4 of us will be in split 2 in this first race. That's pretty awesome. So I guess we're just waiting for our pole sitter to come back, and if he is able to come back, then we can get started with this race, and there he is. So, and like before, the margin itself, it was tight. I mean, it was close. So it actually took me a little while just to get used to the car, figuring out how to figure out what gear to be out in certain corners, when to let off, when to coast, all that stuff. So when I did early testing, probably had good enough time to be probably in 4th or 5th overall. I did like a 107.9, and qualifying day we did a 106, which I was pretty pleased, even though we probably had the pace to do a 174. But that's the way it is. So it looks like apparently, according to the live stream I'm watching, we should be soon starting. We're about to start soon in this race event, so hopefully it won't be too much longer till we actually get started with the race. But what I'm going to do is I might jump on here and try to get on board somebody here. Let's jump with let's do Miller. Let's ride with him and take a look at his lap around this track. Okay, bad example. Actually, scratch that. I need to make sure my tires are right. You know what? I'll do it. I'll do as a lap. That's what I'll do. I'll do a lap if we have time. I can guarantee y'all those 109s you see on the screen, I'm pretty sure all of those are for medium tire runs. That was a bit wide. Yep, I knew it. And that was not too bad for a penalty. Alright, that should be good now. There we go. And that is a lap through Atlanta. Let's see what Corridor did. He didn't really improve that one. Well, he did improve a little bit, but not a whole lot. But yeah, I feel pretty good with the car, and even on mediums, it actually felt decently good. I picked up some few little stuff on how to approach a corner and how to figure out what gear to be at. I figured some turns, if it's at the right gear, I can actually either get back on the gas a bit earlier, or it just has a bit more traction. So, like I said, looking forward to this event. Well, but you never know. I mean, if we keep it clean, and if we don't mess up, that'd be great. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. Now this right here is a good example of GT3s versus GT1s. So you can see Bamora, he got held up right behind the GT3. Let's see how much time he loses just by being held up by the GT3 car. So even though it didn't really mess up his lap that much, it's still, you know, it's going to do some damage to his lap overall. So he's probably going to do a 109.6 is my prediction, or 109.7 maybe. Let's see. Yep. So just being held up, just by a little bit, being held up by the GT3 car messed up his lap. And you know, sometimes you'll be at the right place at the right time to make a pass on the GT3 car, and sometimes you'll be at the worst opportune place to catch a GT3 car and having to either wait to make a move for the GT3 car, especially this section right here where my cursor is pointing at, could be like the most difficult and, you know, the worst possible place to probably catch a GT3 car up through this section right here. Luckily, that right there might be like one of the worst places. You also have this particular turn right here. Could also be another bad spot too to catch one, or maybe right here it could compromise their line if you catch them right here too. I mean, for us, I don't think we have to worry about it because our car has really, really good downforce, and we can just make, we can make moves that would be pretty hard or pretty impossible for a GT3 car to do. But yeah, overall, pretty pleased with the general pace, and we'll just have to wait and see what we can do for this race. And I think for the live stream, I think they're about to get ready. Right now, for the live stream, they are now showcasing a hot lap around this track, or a guide, a demo lap. So maybe after the demo lap is being shown, then we should be able to get going, hopefully. And they just got done with the GT3, the hot lap of the GT3, and they're doing a GT1 hot lap. So I guess after that, they'll probably showcase the runners and their starting order, and then we could do the race. That's what I'm thinking. And if you guys actually want to watch the race itself, let me see if there's a way I can type it in the message. Yes. If you want to see the lap itself, or the channel, here it is right here. I'm about to post it right now. Or the live. I meant to say live. Alright, I got the channel up. Just
Salamander MN.
That channel right there is the channel that if you want to see the full-fledged race commentary of this race, that's where it's going to be being held at. So, and we just got word we'll be starting in 2 minutes. So we got JK85X from Instagram. He's one of the hosts or broadcasters. We have T-Case 101, and we got the Mr. Casual. I think I was a bit late to showcase or share my livery. Sometimes whenever they do show the drivers, their particular spots, they will, looks like we're doing just one more. Yeah, refreshing the lobby. Okay. They will actually showcase your current livery that you're racing in, and if for some reason you either forget to, let's say, share delivery, or you posted it too late, which was my case. I might have shared it too late. They'll give out the generic livery of that car, or like I said before, if you do it beforehand, before the race, they actually will have a graphic of your livery on the car. So, which I think my livery overall looks pretty good. It's pretty cool. It's a mixture between Team Black, New Velocity Racing, and of course I have Guff on the car, so of course I'm going to throw in some yellow, orange, and light blue to the car. So I think overall looks pretty good. So, but yeah, I think when the race starts, I'll probably most likely be quiet, and then once the run progresses, I'll start talking. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn off that particular live stream off the phone. Do that. Put the phone down. Let me go ahead and get this charger for my laptop. Playing it safe. Other than that, hopefully you guys are having a great Saturday so far. Hopefully you guys will enjoy the race too. I think the main key factor is how to stay out of trouble, keep the car clean, and how to pretty much navigate your way around the Group 3s. So you see Porsche, Audi, Audi, Porsche, Porsche, Audi, Porsche. So it's pretty even. And looks like we're about to get started. So depending where we're at, I'll talk to you guys later. And let's go. I did not mean to hit that guy. Oh man, that was rough. Oh, having to overcome all the issues, either hitting the back marker and all kinds of stuff, being held up sometimes, and
Well done.
it's
That
just
was an adventure on page 2.
yeah, it was, Shell. I mean, man, but still, I mean, I had good pace overall. Of course, we hit the fastest lap. There were some times I had better turns in corridor, but GG's for him for such a good, commanding, clean race. I felt bad for Stamps though for hitting him right there in that one bad corner. I was going to tell McNaughty GG, but I think he's probably a little bit upset too, I guess, or he just had to leave. But yeah, that was quite an adventurous P2, having to overcome all the mishaps and going over wide a couple times in turn 5, which I kind of wish there was a way that you could like customize as a lobby, lobby owner to pretty much customize the penalty box per se, and especially that first lap. That first lap, I have no idea what that was. I mean, I followed corridor through the whole turn, and I'm surprised he didn't get the penalty. I mean, for sure he was far enough like I was. I mean, I'm pretty sure we were pretty even, unless he was 1 or 2 pixels to the left, I guess. I don't know. But that was like the first nail in the coffin for us to try to get the victory. I mean, that I knew for sure we had some good speed. And of course, we had the early fastest lap 2 with the medium tires too. It seems like whenever we had clean run and like a clean race in front of us and didn't have anyone near close to us having the downforce, that we did okay. But passing with those medium tires at the first stage of the race, it was horrendous. You just could not really pass anybody to save you in that first couple laps with those mediums. And then, of course, we had that incident between myself, Saint, and McNaughty. I don't know exactly what happened was. I knew I backed off of that, so I just wondered if McNaughty, if he misjudged it by a little bit and collected Saint. But I'm not too sure. Because I know we were racing pretty hard for a couple laps, and of course we had the back marker and tried to make a move on Saint, and I think I might have missed Judge to break point. Oh yeah, just by a long shot. So we missed that up, having to miss all that time, lost some spots, came back and was able to somewhat recover, made a pass on crew, and just having to negotiate and make our way through. I'm gonna try to see if I can find that incident. Let's see. That was further up the road. Okay. Is this lap? Okay, it's this lap. So let's fast forward. Of course, we get held up by the back marker, and I think that alone probably would set up for it to be a very chaotic battle. I mean, I'm pretty sure that the main stream might have caught this too, but yeah, it was pretty wild. Matter of fact, I might make this as my thumbnail. But yeah, you can see there's McNaughty right there. There's Saint. Gave him a little push, and I think what happened was Saint got off track and he spun himself out, trying to correct it. So it was a unfortunate circumstances, you could say, probably for all of us. So I'll be right back. But yeah, this is going to be my thumbnail. Just get a good angle of it. Right there. Perfect. Perfection. Zoom in. Have it like that. Oh, that's good. That is so good. Let's do this. See how it turns out. But yeah, very eventful P2. If I do keep it, I don't know if that if the contact I made with that back marker actually will imply to an extra penalty, like a 10-second penalty, or for further review. Which, I mean, it won't surprise me if it does, if there actually is a penalty for that. It was just being at the wrong place at the wrong time. I saw that he was way off track, and he came back on track too, so I'm not entirely too sure how. I might have to relook at that incident too and see when that occurred and look at it myself. I'll go ahead and do this real quick. And of course, I think after this live stream, I'll go back and watch their live and see what they saw. But yeah, Corridor, he just had a good race. I mean, I knew there's some times he probably had some moments because there was some times I was catching him like very drastically, like very quickly. But that was probably because of the GT3 cars. Let's see. Let me go back to this. But yeah, it's one of those things that where you just ask yourself what it could have been. I mean, and there was a time where I was in P3 and I thought I was doing pretty good, and then I would either make a mistake or get a penalty or something like that will happen, and we'll have to reclimb the ladder again. Alright, let's see. Oh yeah. Alright, let's see. He misses the first turn. He goes a bit wide. Yeah, he just misses it. Goes off track. Right in the grass. I mean, you can see the blue flags is, of course, right here. So that should give you the indication that somebody is coming or there's someone very close to you. And, he probably didn't realize I was there, and it was just, wrong place at the wrong time. So I don't know if that's going to inflict a penalty, and if it does, it does, and if it's not, then, not. So, but yeah, that's going to be it for the live stream. Now, next Thursday, we will be back here again, but I'll show you what cars I'll be using. Next Thursday is going to be the Joker Series, and I'm pretty sure that the cars we'll be using for Joker Series will be no way have as much downforce as these cars. So the cars I'll be using for the Joker Series is going to be the Roadster Rampage. I went ahead and customized it. This actually is a livery I downloaded. I just added some stuff to it. And then another car is going to be the Mac 4. The reason I did two cars is just in case if they want us to switch cars during different expeditions, I could do that. So, but yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed the live stream. Thanks for showing up, and I'll see you guys later, and take care.